64.
You did know. I didn't think you knew. I was going to catch
I
you
only
off guard.
knew because I saw it.
We're going to talk. Listen to that evil laugh. We're going to begin a series here over the next couple episodes about the alchemy of intention. And I want to kick this off with a quote from Carlos Castaneda's teacher, Don Juan Matus, who said, "Intention is a point on the active side of infinity." Now, if I were to ask you to define that, Bersabeh, what's that mean? That's kind of esoteric.
What comes up for me is it's the active side of your intention. So what is that? It's what's pulling you towards it. I would say God, universal consciousness, higher power, whatever you want to call it. That would be...
So you're saying that in your intention is God or higher power?
Something. No, I would say the point on the active side of infinity is what's pulling you towards it. But then again, that would bring what is your intention exactly. God may not be behind it.
So let me. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, for many people, that's the case. So let's. And then again, maybe it's not because God is everything. But that's another conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Maybe you're the point. You could be the point on the active side of infinity.
You could be the intention.
You could be an intention, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'd like to come at it from a quantum physics standpoint, if we can do that for a minute. So
Sure.
Help me with this, because you know these answers. Everything in this universe is comprised of 99.99999%
energy.
Energy. And energy only manifests in how many ways?
Two ways.
Two ways. It's either a
Particle
or
a wave.
A wave. Very good. So if we were to look at the wave and the particle, and one of them is spiritual, and one of them is physical.
Yes.
Which one is the spiritual aspect of energy?
Waves.
Waves. That's right. There's no form. So
It's in the wave state.
It's in the wave state. That's right. So the way that it comes into form is to start to particulate.
Yes.
So now intention is a point. Could that be a particle?
The point, yes.
On the active side of infinity of all the waves. So from a quantum physics standpoint, yeah, are you with me? So from a quantum physics standpoint, in this quantum superposition, the quantum field of all possibility, all these waves, when we have an intention, we bring a particle or a point to the active side on the physical side of infinity. Pretty fascinating, huh? And that comes from ancient Toltec teachings, way before quantum physics was talking about that.
Interesting.
Now, how do we create particles, or how do we create form? Well, one of the things that we've talked about before, and is very important to understand, is through language. Words have
power.
They do, don't they?
Yes.
And so
words create fences.
Around what?
Around whatever you're speaking.
That's right.
About.
They put infinite possibility into a fence or into a box.
Confined box.
Confined. When you label something and apply language to it. But that's another conversation as well. But if words have power, which they do, then let me ask you this question, Bersabeh. Would you rather have a goal or an intention? And why? And why?
Okay, so I've been around you long enough to know where you're going. So,
where are you going?
Where are you going? So the goal is compared to when you say I have an intention. Intention feels like it's got so much more power behind it rather than, I have a goal to, my goal is to hit 50 push-ups.
Right.
Okay. My intention is to change humanity.
That's a big one.
My intention is to to bring a civilization to another planet, Mars.
Okay.
Those are intentions.
So you think about this just as a viewer and try this on linguistically. I have a goal, or I intend to create this.
True.
And I totally agree with Bersabeh. The second one has to feel more powerful. I intend to do this, or I have a goal to do this.
Right.
The second one has more power because words have power. Now, modern science tells us that everything in this universe is in a spectrum of vibration that starts between a couple cycles per second. So this table that we're seated at, which you can't see, but it's right here. This table we're seated at oscillates or vibrates at a couple cycles per second. And it goes all the way up through this spectrum to 10 billion cycles per second. But it actually goes further than that. That's just it's limited by our instrumentation's ability to measure. The highest we can measure is 10 billion cycles per second. How much is 10 billion, Bersabeh?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of zeros. So let's call 10 billion cycles per second the only thing we have the ability to measure at this current time. Let's call that spirit.
Okay.
And we'll call a couple cycles per second this table form or your body form.
Okay.
Now, going back to what we've already alluded to, spirit is the realm of all what?
Possibilities.
That's right. There's no limitation. And form, then, is the realm of specificity.
Limitations.
So what we have to be able to do to bring something into this world, and that's true alchemy, to bring something from spirit into form, is to take something of unlimited potential and to bring it into specificity. Hopefully you're following this. To be able to be an alchemist and to practice that, we have to understand how this universe works. And this world of form is all created by one power. There's just one power in this universe. And to bring that one power into form, we have to do what with it, Bersabeh?
How do we bring it into form?
Right. How do we bring it from 10 billion
Oh,
cycles?
through your intention.
Your intention.
Well, your focus, what you focus on.
What you focus on, you move towards. And also what you have to do vibrationally is you have to slow it down.
Way down.
From 10 billion cycles per second all the way down to a couple of cycles per second.
And how do you do that?
That's the question I was going to ask you.
Why, when you get specific.
There you go. Specificity slows energy down. Well, give me another one.
Once you specify it, you've already named it at that point.
Okay, you name it.
And then you focus on it.
You focus on it.
And then you start moving towards it.
Let me give you a couple more. All those are true. You have to make it specific. You have to make it measurable.
Oh.
You have to time it. And it has to be tangible.
So how do you do the rest of them?
Well, how do you do the rest of them? You
get specific. Okay, I want. I don't know. I'm horrible at wanting things.
Well,
I want gold.
Wanting is not a good thing anyway.
Right,
wanting is a longing.
Okay, I intend.
There we go.
So I intend to pick something. Anything.
Use gold.
Gold.
Okay.
I intend to.
You are Persian after all.
Yes.
So bling is in your DNA.
I intend to have a lot of gold.
Fortunately, she's being funny, fortunately for me. But
semi-funny.
Okay, semi-funny. But nonetheless, you have to make it specific.
Right.
So gold is specific, but is that measurable? A lot of gold.
Oh, okay. So you're saying by measuring, you say, I intend to have 5 bars of gold.
5 bars of gold. And, okay, so now we've got it. It's specific. It's measurable.
Okay.
I can tell when I have 5 bars. But how big are the bars? Are they little bars? Or are they?
They're like 5 pounds each.
5 pounds each.
Aim high, okay? Yeah. Always aim high.
Yeah. Oh, yes. God wants your goals and your intentions to be bigger than you're capable of getting. That way, God has to be a part of them. But then timed, so specific, measurable.
Okay.
Timed by when?
Oh, okay. So time by
Yeah,
would
give me
be
a
by
break here,
when?
will you? By tomorrow. No.
By 6 months.
In 6 months. And that's tangible already because we said how many pounds were that?
5 pounds each.
5 pounds of bars of gold within 6 months. And that's all specific, measurable, timed, and tangible.
Yeah.
So now we've brought that intention down into this physical realm. And at that point, we must hold on to it. Here's a real fundamental point that so many people get into. And we started off very nonspecific. I want a lot of gold. Okay, well, what does that mean?
Yeah,
You
or
know?
if I want to lose a lot of weight.
I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to be a good husband.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
I want a better job.
I want a better job.
I want to eat better.
You see, a non-measurable, non-timed intention is nothing more than a fantasy.
True.
You know, how many times do we hear people say, I'll do better? Well, what's that going to do? I mean, what does that mean?
Better
How will you, how specifically will you do better? And where, in what area will you do better? And how tangible is that? And by when?
Right.
If it's not specific and measurable, tangible, and timed, then it's just a fantasy, and it's not going to slow that energy down into form. Does that make sense to you? This seems so simplistic, but it's just simply not applied.
Right.
Specific intentions create specific results.
Yes.
So, once again, your intention must be specific, measurable, and timed. I intend to be successful. Is that a good one?
It's good, yes, but what does success mean?
Exactly.
Successful how?
Exactly. Versus, I intend to create a healthy, energetic life weighing X pounds and having a loving and connected relationship and a business generating a minimum of XX. That's still not perfect, but it's a lot better than I intend to be successful.
True.
You know, I was asked on a podcast recently, and you weren't there. I missed you, by the way.
Okay.
But nonetheless, what does success mean? And I said, well, it's very individualized. It's very individualized because if you were to ask 100 people what success means, you get 100 different answers.
True.
Or variances thereof. And so the mysteries tell us that, well, first of all, let me back up. If you can't measure it, you'll never, ever hold it. You have to be able to specify it, time it, measure it, make it tangible, or you'll never hold it in your hand. And then, let's go to the mysteries. They tell us that concentration is the first step to beginning a powerful and a truly mystical life. What does mystical mean?
Mystical means a personal experience with God.
That's right. A mystic is someone who has a direct experience of God, not a belief in God, but a direct experience of God. And the first step to having a powerful life and a truly mystical life is concentration. How many people are able to focus and concentrate?
Well, I think in today's world, it's a lot harder than it used to be. There's a lot more distractions, and our attention spans are far less than what it was.
Most recent research I've seen says that we have the attention span of a goldfish, and that's not that's not a joke. About 6 seconds.
Yeah.
About 6 seconds, and that's pretty frightening, actually. And so concentration is the ability to willfully focus on your intention to the exclusion of everything else. How tough is that one?
That's pretty tough.
It's the hardest work you'll ever do.
Yeah.
And it's the most rewarding work you'll ever do. Intentions, and intention is a point on the active side of infinity. I love that quote from Don Juan. Okay. Intentions set universal energies into motion. So,
true.
We'll leave you with this question for today. What's your intention?
What is your intention?
And make sure, go ahead and keep repeating me, and make sure.
And make sure.
It's specific,
Are you serious? It's specific,
measurable, tangible, and time. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you so much for investing this time with us. God bless you. We'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Take
Bye.
care.